Hello, it's really a special honor and zchus for me to share Torah for Sha'alvim, a yeshiva that I am so much indebted, and Makir Tov, for helping me on my path and my journey, and continues to be such a source of inspiration for the entire Klal Yisrael. Chanukah could not have come at a better time. I know it's always at the right time, but right now, Tavshin Pei Aleph 2020, we absolutely need Chanukah. So why the 25th? Or we're told as kids, I talk about it in my classroom as well, the date of the 25th. So we know Chanukah Fei, they rested on the 25th day, but why the 25th? And the truth is that the 25th of Kislev has a lot more significance than we might think. During Bayis Rishon, for the first time in 900 years since Yehoshua, the Jews are out of their land. No Beis HaMikdash, no sovereignty. Yirmiyahu Navi tells them, don't worry, it's going to be short, 70 years of exile. Soon thereafter, in the times of Ezra, Koresh allows the Jews to come back, which we call the Shivat Tzion movement, but many Jews don't return. Chagai and Zechariah are charged with reviving that redemption process, and on the 25th of Kislev, they begin the construction of the second Beis HaMikdash. We know that the Mishkan was supposed to be done. It was done on the 25th of Kislev, but Hashem pushed it off to Nisan, but promises that the Kislev date won't be forgotten. So as a consolation prize, the 25th of Kislev makes its appearance with the Hanukkah story. So it's intended for the Beis HaMikdash. It's part of the Mishkan, the Hanukkah story. Why the 25th of Kislev? So there is a wild Gemara. The Gemara tells us that Adam is created in Tishrei, and he realizes that every day is getting shorter and shorter. He's going out of his mind. He thinks the world is coming to an end, and it's because of his sin. The world is reverting back to Sohu Vavo. So Adam, instead of accepting that fate and overcomes his depression, and he davens and he fasts, and after 8 days, he notices the days are getting longer. Realizing the world functions this way, and the world is not going to end, he makes a celebration for 8 days. The rabbis are telling us a major connection between Chanukah, an 8-day celebration, and this time of year when the days are their shortest. There was a certain depression setting in for Adam. Right now, Chanukah time is when he realized that all wasn't lost. The 25th of Kislev is important. The longest, darkest nights of the year are usually in the last week of Kislev. They represent an unknown, a future that's frightening, a light that seems to be far away. So precisely at this time, during the longest and darkest nights of the year, is when we have the lights of Chanukah. Chanukah is the holiday, it's the yontif of hope. Just look at its timing in Jewish history. All other Jewish holidays mark a moment in Jewish history and the beginning of a new era. Pesach and Sukkot, the beginning of the Jewish people. Shavuos, the contract, the Torah, Shana Yom Kippur, a promise, potential. But Chanukah, for all of its excitement, is muted. After all, not too long after the Jews rededicate the Beis HaMikdash, they celebrate Chanukah, they're sent into their final exile. But what makes Chanukah so unique is that it's the last message the Jews hear before embarking on their final trip into exile. The last piece before Golus is this story. And God says it might be dark, but darkness is a precondition to light. Redemption will come slowly, but it will come. And that's why the 25th of Kislev is so important. Perhaps that's why it was chosen for the dedication of the Beis HaMikdash. That's why Chagai picks it in the middle of the winter. It's not when you do construction, but it was at that lowest moment that Chagai wanted to tell them it's going to happen. He picked a date that goes all the way back to Adam. And it's why we light a candle in Chanukah. What better way to instill hope and optimism than with a candle in the middle of a dark night? This is the greatest message of Chanukah. And there's so much more to talk about this level of hope and optimism. And I think that's why Chanukah this year has this special message to it. There will be light at the end of the tunnel. There will be a sense of hope and optimism. And if any other year more than this year, we're going to learn about what it means to understand that there's going to be salvation, in different ways. Natan Sharansky, in his unforgettable book, Fear No Evil, talks about the Tehillim, the little book of Tehillim. A different time we can talk all about his Tehillim, how it was smuggled in, how he held it with him. But when he was finally free, 9 years after his arrest, he sat down on the plane and he took out the Tehillim to say Mizmar Shir, Chanukas Habayis LeDavid. As Rabbi and Samet suggests, because this parak was all about gratitude from danger of death, from deliverance with a speedy and a radical turn of events. And Amir Hashem, as we celebrate Chanukah, as we celebrate Hanukkah amidst an upside-down world, we hope and we understand that there will be a time that, just like it was for Adam, just like it was for Chagai, just like it was in the Hanukkah story, this is a message of hope that the dark days will become brighter, and we'll use this darkness to somehow even come through stronger. Have a wonderful Hanukkah.
Show us the way.